And we're back. Hi, everybody. It's Bruce here, Uncle Bruce here, trying to stay alive. Welcome back, everybody. It's July 26th. It is 3 in the afternoon, 1 hour before the close for Monday. And what a day it's been. Kind of a weekday market wise. It's not like we've been in
This
the
summer is a
red or we're
season of
dropping off or
reawakening.
anything like that. We're looking at the Dow up 68 points, but not like 268 points. It's up 68 points, near the high of the day. Got to give it that. S&P up 7.6. Nasdaq up 1.5 points. Like we're hanging around record high territory, and that's where we are. We're at record high territory, and we're hanging around record high territory. And after a while, you get kind of used to it. And when you get used to it, you get complacent. And when you get complacent, you get kind of antsy, and you start looking for something else to do. Those of you who are true blue investors are going to take all the time it needs to let your investments pan out. Those of you who are not investors, you're traders, you're coming in under the guise of, well, I'm a patient guy as long as it goes up all the time. And then there are those of you who are absolute flippers and you're looking for the hot move and you don't get it, you're upset. And it's welcome to the market. That's what this market is. And we sometimes have a longer term outlook on certain investments. We have shorter term outlooks on others. I get that. And, it is the market. At the end of the day, the great equalizer is the clock. The clock is the great equalizer. It separates the winners from the losers. The losers give up early, run away, scatter, throw in the towel. Just don't believe in any kind of they believe in the stock when it goes up, but when it goes down, they don't believe anymore. Their confidence is instantly shaken, and they believe that they've made the wrongest move of all time, and anyone who has anything to do with that stock is wrong too. That's how Warren Buffett gets rich. He just waits out the win and says thank you anyway, and off you go. But that's another topic, another person, another scenario. Let's talk about the stocks that we're following here. Our big story of the day has got to be ATIP. I mean, there's no getting around it. It's all about ATI, Physical Therapy Centers. They threw everyone for a loop this morning when they made a release before the market opened, as they had said they would. They were going to release their first quarter results. Out they came. Jaws dropped on the floor. People are going, what is this? This is not what we were led to believe. Analysts are going, you guys were saying 3-6 months ago your numbers would be that, and you delivered this. What happened, and why did it happen, and what's going on here? And then there are those out there who've been buying the shares, pre-merger when it was still, going to go into a SPAC. Then they bought into the merged company. And there were a lot of people expecting this stock to just rocket to the moon right now, right away. I was at least looking for, a move up, because I had noticed that there have been buy recommendations made by some brokerage firms in the $11, $12, $14 neighborhood at the very least. And I figured, well, if we can get back to 10 or 12 bucks, it's a start, and let's kind of go from there. But it didn't work out that way, did it? No, it did not. We opened at $4.75 a share. Pre-market, we were in the 440, 50 range, something like that. And we have now, we're now sitting at $4.85 a share right at this moment in time. Volume on the day, 13 million shares. This has got to be a record. I don't know if it's ever traded this many shares. There's a lot of disgusted people out there who have thrown the stock out the window. But I got to tell you, you can't have a seller without a buyer. And that means there have been 13 million shares picked up by a whole bunch of people who are sitting there going, I'm going to buy this here, and I'm going to keep acquiring. I'm into the story, or I've never been in the story. I'm in the story now. I'm getting in this deal. I'm picking this distressed paper up. I think I'm buying paper from very eager, impatient, nervous sellers, the perfect victims to have when you're looking to pick up deals. When you're looking to pick up a stock deal, you want a motivated seller, and sellers who are selling ATIP today are motivated. They're not giving the company any time to explain their future. They're not giving any analysts any time to write up the positives, the negatives, the mediocres of it. They're just saying, no, I'm out. That's it. Your time is up. I gave you until you did the report. You released the report. I don't like it. Boom, I'm out of here. And there you go. And so we've got 13 million shares of trading here, of a lot of folks dumping out, and we have got 13 million shares on the other side of buyers saying, that's all right, you guys head out, we'll take you here. I'd rather buy you down here than buy you out at 12 or 15 or 20 on the way to 50. If this stock ever goes to that level, I got to get rid of you sooner or later, so we might as well take you out now. And, you know, if you do unload 15 or 20 million shares down at these levels, of whoever's selling is selling, that takes a lot of stock out of the way from the stock to go to 20 bucks. It just takes a lot of resistance out of the way, puts it into hands where the stock chart starts to trade at 550, 650, 750 again. You got a ton of shareholders that are up money, a ton of them, and they're up money on a cheap stock. And these are the kind of investors that'll go, oh yeah, I'm up $2 a share, but you know, what's my downside? It's going to go back to 450. I'll buy it again. I mean, I'll pick this up. And so that is what seems to be happening in my humble opinion, in my little world, as in plain English. That's what I think is going on. Anyway, 480, 450, the low of the day 470, the high of the day 574, 13 million traded. The nut of it, the short of it, to me, the way I see it, there's a number of ways you can look at this story, and I'll take the positive view because I'm not giving up on this company. It's not going out of business or anything like that. The positive view actually is in the long run, and that might be a month from now, 6 months from now, and a year from now. In the long run, what's going to happen here is these guys have got a ton of potential customers coming through their front doors. The problem is they can't service them all. They don't have enough personnel inside their locations to physically handle the business. And therefore, the problem they have is a staffing problem. They have a staffing problem. And they're trying to get qualified physiotherapy people and other providers, health providers, into their centers to assist in people getting rehabbed, getting looked after. The minute they hire somebody for a location, they can then start slotting in maybe a patient an hour, a patient every 45 minutes. I'm not sure what the schedule is, but if it's a patient an hour for 4 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon shift, there's 8 patients a day more that can be handled by a physiotherapist. And if the average take, from what I'm reading, is $106, $110 per patient comes in, paid partially by the patient, but mainly by insurance companies that are sending them in. You're talking about a therapist that is generating around $800 to $900 a day in revenue every day that they're in the shop. So if you have enough staff going, and I don't know if they're open 7 days a week. Do you guys know if ATIP centers are actually running 30 days a month? I suspect they are, because I'm sure people go in Saturdays and Sundays if these are independent locations. But nonetheless, if it's 7 days a week, 7 days a week for every agent or every person you have 5 people in there. You're doing 5 patients at a time. You're doing 40 patients a day. Each location is generating $4,000 or $5,000 a day in revenue, and the cost of the revenue is the therapist and the rent and the overhead and the equipment. And then there's a margin and volume. At 4,000 or 5,000 a day is 28,000 to 30,000 a week in revenue per location. 5,000 a day is 35,000 a week. 5,000 a day is 150,000 a month. 1.8 million per location, as I get it, with 5 therapists. But something tells me I don't think they have only 5. So I get the vibe maybe they have 10 in there at a time, and that they're generating $1,000 an hour for I don't know how many hours a day. Are they open from 8 in the morning till 10 at night? I'm kind of curious if anyone knows the hours and whatever. Let me know, because that'll help me decipher this a bit more. But just kind of curious. I don't have an ATIP therapy center in Creston, British Columbia, Canada, so I can't give you a hands-on, and I can't pop down to see one in the U.S. right now because we're not allowed across the border. But in any event, I think these centers can make a lot of money. And I think that the cost of providing the service is mainly the cost of the therapist and then the cost of rent and overhead. And after that, there's really, you don't have to buy a $50 item to have a person in there for a $106 transaction, and there's only $56 in margin, and then you pay salary. I think the highest overhead is staff. That's what I think it's got to be. The rent's got to be cheap because you're not in high-rise buildings in downtown Manhattan. You're at strip malls all over the United States with low rent areas, much cheaper per square foot to operate, and away you go. So, yeah, offering massages and offering the pain relief and the stretching and the muscle building and the flex building. I mean, all of the services you can add. I don't know what else they add if they have other services in there, but if it were me running this outfit, I would have all kinds of other available classes. I would even have massage therapists available to offer massages. Whether it's for, again, sports-related injury, localized, a leg injury or back flexibility or just overall wellness. There might be all kinds of ways for them to generate all kinds of revenue. I just think that they're the kind of a company that has too many customers who need help, and they don't have enough personnel to offer it because they're in competition with the health industry as a whole. And right now, the entire U.S., Canadian, and European health industries as a whole are under unbearable stress right now because of COVID and the number of people that are in ICU wards and other wards who are seeking treatment. And it's bad. It's bad news. And these folks have been completely, working on 7-day shifts, 14-hour days. I mean, no endings. Pretty rough stuff. And I'm gathering that in many cases, folks are part of unions. They're part of, they have healthcare contracts that they're obligated to work for a certain period of time before they're released, if they want to renew or not. And sooner or later, my guess is ATI Physical Therapy will have an easier time to attract personnel to their operation than perhaps the local area hospital might, only because at the physical therapy center, they're not there to treat COVID patients. But again, if you're a respiratory specialist, you're not going to work at ATIP. I get that. But if you have other skills, you can definitely pop over here. So I don't know. We're going to see how this plays out. I just have a feeling that that there might be a rebound here. Now, the stock itself, look, it's 484, 485 a share. It's under pressure. Okay. I don't like it here. I don't if you think I like it here, I don't like it here. I like it here only for one reason. The price is right to pick this stuff up. That's what I like. Is this the all-time low, though? I don't know. Can it hit a low this afternoon before the bell? We do have 47 minutes to go. Could it hit a low in the morning tomorrow? Could the first 4 or 5 hours tomorrow be the worst of it as we get through the last of it? Because overnight and all day long, a lot of people will hear about the ATIP breakdown and the story and the crash of the market and on and on and on. They'll hear all about this, which could bring in a wave of selling in the morning, and a real wave of bargain hunting could happen, and then we stabilize from there. That could be it, but it could already be over. It could already be done, and from here we're going to inch back to the $5-6 level. If you're a long-term investor, you don't have to care, because it is next to impossible to predict the lowest trade of all time for this stock in this near term. There's no way to predict it. You've just got to convince yourself that, yeah, I'm going to stick around 6 more months. I'm going to give these guys another quarter to get through their issues and another quarter to get through their issues. I want 2 more reporting periods. And that gives them 6 more months, of which we're into the reporting period right now, because we're into July already. And I'm sure they have been actively and aggressively trying to hire up staff all this month to take care of last quarter's issues, which is what we're trading on. We're trading on stuff that happened back in June, May, and April. We're not talking about what's happening this tomorrow, tonight, the day after tomorrow. We're talking about the last 3 months is what was reported today. The next 3 months and the next 3 months, we're talking about this company being a public entity, much more funded, and probably a lot more aggressive in going after staff. So I'm sure they are addressing this nonstop, 24/7. Unfortunately, the stock today caught up to the news that's been happening the last 90 days. It came out today. It had to come out today. And the market doesn't like it. And understandably so. The market players are not happy. So some are going to say, I'm not giving you any more time. I'm out of here. I was only waiting for the deal to go through. That's all I wanted. I bought the SPAC at 10. I didn't do anything else. The thing was merged in, and I waited for the first financial to come out, and then I was going to decide what to do. And I've decided I'm out of here. And so they're gone, and they lose half their money or so, and that's the end of that. Where others who have bought this issue at prices from 10 higher, the all-time high in the 52-week range is 1305, and then back into this 7 range the other day. They've been buying back and forth. Others are going, I'm buying more. I'm going to average this down, and I'm going to get myself an average into this $6-7 neighborhood. That's where I'm going to average this out at. If it goes lower, I'll buy even more and bring myself down into the $5, $50, $6 range. And you know what? If this stock wants to reach $7, $8, $9, I'm up 40, 50% of my investment. And if it takes me 6 months to get it, I don't mind making 50% over a 6-month time frame. It's a good return on my money. I sure know what the downside in this is on this thing. It's kind of around here. This is kind of around the downside, but we'll see. The company is not bleeding money. It is not going under. It is not failing to operate its business plan. It doesn't have a problem with rents. It doesn't have landlords breathing down its neck. It doesn't have bankers demanding payment. They're not in breach of any covenants on loan obligations. They're financially rather solid. The key here now is the perception of earnings potential. That's what the market wants to sense. The sense that we want is in the next couple of quarters, you've turned this around, you're bringing staff in, and you're going to generate more revenues from more bodies coming in the door. You're going to be able to up your rates as well, and you're going to increase your net profit on the bottom line. That's what investors want to see. If they get that sense, this stock's $15, $20. That's what will happen. And then this is a quadruple for you, triple, quadruple. But you got to wait it out. So there you have it. I can't fix management's scenarios. I can only comment on it in plain English, and this is what I'm thinking. Anyway, I'm looking at the longer term. I'm thinking 3-6 months out. These shares won't be down here. I don't think so. That's just me. You've got to make up your own mind. SoFi, 15.50, down 20 cents. What a surprising day today. We were as high as 16-something today on our friendly SoFi, but it couldn't hold the gain. We were as high as 16.09. Looked pretty good this morning. I thought, wow, hey, this is great. We're up 30, 40 cents here through $16, like butter, hot knife through soft butter, no problem. And then it just started a slow, gradual slump until it got back to about the 15.55 range, and it's been sitting between 15.50 and 15.60 all afternoon, ever since about noon today. That's all it's been doing. Volume on SoFi now is 7.6 million. Looked like a real good start to the day. As I said earlier, ATIP volume, 13.4 million. I did read an article on SoFi that I kind of liked. I saw something on SoFi today that I kind of liked this little commentary. It was written in the Motley Fool, and the title of the piece is 3 tech stocks to buy while they're on sale. Now, this, I think, came out the other day. Maybe not, didn't come out this morning. But the headline is "A FinTech Monster in the Making" is the article for SoFi, and it's written by Danny Vina. Sometimes a stock goes on sale for reasons that have nothing to do with the company's business. And that's exactly the case with SoFi Technologies. To understand what's happening with the share price, it requires a look at some of the provisions in the company's lock-up agreement. Now, some of you have been making comments about this on my thing here, and I do appreciate that. I appreciate your commentary on it, and those of you who are following it and everything else. I'm just going to say, by the way, a big thank you to all of you who are here as viewers today. I want to also thank those of you who've joined me live today who are non-members. We've had the chat open, and I appreciate you being members of my channel and followers of my channel, subscribers of my channel, everything else. I just have to say goodbye to you at the moment because it's now members-only chat time from here on out. That's one of the perks of being a member of this channel, is that you're always able to make comments here. But I want to say thanks again to all of you who are not members who've been here today and who've been following us and commenting on what's going on. Anyway, here's this article on SoFi. I love this. It says here that the special purpose acquisition company, the SPAC merger between the Chalmouth Palahapepia's social capital, HDVI Holdings and Social Finance was completed on May the 28th. We know about the SPAC merger, 28th of May. And SoFi Technologies began trading on June the 1st, right? The completion of that merger started the clock ticking on the company's traditional lockup period of 180 days, a period after which insiders and early investors could sell stock. This is the deal with all SPACs. There were some unusual provisions included in the lockup agreement. However, that would trigger an early end to the lockup period for a large chunk of the shares. If SoFi traded above $12.50 for any 20-day period, 20 days during a 30-year period, let me repeat that. If shares of SoFi trade above $12.50 a share for any 20 days during a 30-day time period, 33% of all the shares subject to lockup would be released early for trading. For context, SoFi opened at $22.97 on June the 1st and never traded below $12.50 for the entire month, thus triggering the early release of 33% of the shares from the lockup period. The second provision stated that if SoFi traded above $15 for any 20-day during 20 days during a 30-day period, an additional 50% of shares subject to lockup would be released early. SoFi never traded below $18.50 during the month of June, triggering the early release of another 50% of the shares subject to lockup. The flood of new shares on the market and short selling that preceded the end of the lockup conspired to drive the stock price down. As of this writing, SoFi stock has fallen 37% from its high in early June. In cases like this, however, it is important to look at the company's business performance for insight into the future. In the first quarter, SoFi delivered revenue that grew 150% year over year, while some of its segments did even better than that. Its lending segment grew by 105%, its technology business soared 45-fold, and its financial services segment jumped 200%. At the same time, SoFi generated its third consecutive quarter of positive adjusted EBITDA, which is earnings before income taxes and depreciation, setting the stage for future profitability. Other metrics illustrate the reasons for the company's surging revenue growth. Members grew 110% year over year, while its lending and financial services product offerings grew 12% and 237% respectively. The number of accounts related to its Galileo financial services platform ballooned 130%. These metrics help illustrate that SoFi is firing on all cylinders. Investors should ignore the stock price decline related to the expiration of the lockup agreement and buy shares now while they're on sale. This is an article that came out the other day. Now, what got me interested in this, got me excited, I read this and I was thinking at the same time, I was going, Brucey boy, something else to think about here. We all have to actually, we all have to be happy about this. And the reason we have to be happy about this is that if you're going to have a release of stock from insiders and shareholders, why not have the release down here at $15 a share? Why not? Why not do it here? Get these people out of here while they want out at these levels, because once they've had their fill, once they've sold their stock and they've liquidated what they want to liquidate, they're out of the way. And if we had a 1/3 release and then a 50% release, I mean, it's almost all done for. There's not a lot left that can come out on this stock. There might be another release a month from now, but each release now is less and less and less. And my guess is a number of these shareholders who are investors in this company, employees of this company, they sold their first half of their stock or a third or a quarter or whatever they wanted to sell to take care of bills and old loans or credit card balances, whatever they needed the money for. They're out. They've done it. The rest of the stock they have, it's free trading, but they're not going to sell it. They're going to sit back and say, no, I'm not selling anymore because I now know I got done what I needed to do. The company's exploding. It's going to do its conference call here very shortly. I'm not selling this stuff until it reaches $50-$60 a share. By that point, what do you guys care? So even with all of the shares released for SoFi, even with everything being offered out, the stock didn't go back to $10 a share, did it? It didn't go back to the deal. The deal was done at $10. We're at $15.50 here. And it's been weeks. It's been weeks that we've had the selling come through. All of July, we've had the stock come out, all of it. And we've had the stock go from the 23, 22, 21, 20, all the way down here. It's done. It's over. It's finished. tells me, yeah, we're reluctantly losing a penny here and a penny there. But I do notice when it turns, it can pop 15, 20 cents, kind of like that. It can pop up 40, 50 cents in an hour, half an hour, without any real, resistance. I get the impression here that we might be at the bottom end of this whole thing for SoFi. And with the conference call coming up, and I think the management of the company cannot wait to explain to us in detail these massive percentage increases in all segments of their business. And don't forget the big ace in the hole that we're still sitting on, the bank charter. The charter for SoFi, transforming them right into full-blown banking mode. This is a big, big deal. So kids, SoFi's a deal. SoFi's a great long-term hold. I'm a believer. You just gotta toughen up, and like we said on the over our classes this past weekend, you really got to know how to handle this market. You got to take the psychology in stride, and today is one of those days. Today is one of the days where you're gonna test yourself and find out how you're doing. Okay, GameStop 183.60 up 324. No complaints today. Would love to see that 250 share, obviously, but it's 183.60. No news. High of the day 186, low 178. It's right at 183.60. Doing just fine. No problems. No volume. I'll give you that. 1.1 million. It's quiet. That's telling me there is no panic selling coming in here. There is no concentrated sell program coming in here. There is no short attack coming in here. This stock has kind of leveled out here. And I like it. I like that it doesn't go down $15 and $20 in 5 minutes anymore. I like it. That's stability. ATIP now 490, by the way. AMC 40.05. This thing's been hanging 38.5 to 40 something dollars all day today. It's been up most of the day except for the very opening. It's up 306, volume 91 million, and holding right in there. The annual meeting is this week in 3 days for AMC. So watch for that. Matterport, 1396, down 24 cents. We've been sitting at about 13.90 to 14 since about 10 this morning, with the odd little blip higher or lower, but it's been flat. 594,000 shares. It's not going anywhere from here at the moment. Down 26 cents. It's just kind of hanging around. I'm like you. I'm waiting for news. I know that they are coming out with their latest quarter financials on the 11th of August. So that's a couple of weeks away. And the company just went public last week. So welcome to the markets. 23andMe, the mystery stock of the day. We're at 867, low of 861. Why the stock is here, I don't know. 1.5 million traded. There can't be any share releases. It can't be because insiders can sell all the stock they want. There's not been any performance. It's too new. It's only just been listed, last month or so. So the stock is not under pressure from insiders getting out. No, and most of the senior people are in at 10. They're losing money here, so they're not the reason it's selling. It's got to be small retail investors who are just getting spooked by something else, and they think it's also relating to ME. I'm guessing. I'm throwing out there. I'm asking you too. Do you have any ideas why it's down here? I don't know. I don't think the company is going out of business. They're sitting on a ton of cash. So I'm a bit surprised. I'm a bit puzzled. I'm kind of wondering if we're going to get some news coming out here. Are they right now sitting on something they can't talk about? Is there a deal pending that they're in final negotiations on? Is there due diligence being done by their lawyers and or their auditors on a deal they're taking over? Are they buying a company out there? Might be a public company, might be a private company. Are they trying to buy a company out there and they're doing the due diligence on it right now, and they can't say anything about this pending deal until they know they can close the pending deal with conditions met, then come out to the public and say, hey, look at this. We found this company. And we find out later they've been in discussions for 3 months to buy them. It took 3 months for the due diligence to get done because they were delayed in going public. They had to go public first, then they could complete the second half of the deal. I don't know. I'm throwing out all kinds of what ifs to you guys. Probably not going to make you feel any better, but I'm throwing you what ifs that could be going on. We'll see what's happening. Fifth Wall acquisition down 4 cents at 12.46. We're waiting now, of course, for Smart Rent and Fifth Wall to become one company, Smart Rent. That is still, I think, a month away or so before we really will know. I'm going to guess that within about a month from now, we'll probably get a shareholder vote date, which will tell us the date of the merger, and we'll follow that. On VACQ, we're talking Vector Acquisitions. We're down 20 cents today. Vector is going to become Rocket Lab on August the 20th. That we do know, but that doesn't prevent the stock from going down in the meantime. NavSite holdings at 996. It's trading between 996 and 997. That's all it's doing all day. 228,000 shares. The vote for that deal, August 13th. August the 13th, they'll become Spire Global. So we're a couple of weeks from that. And we've traded 228,000 shares today. And then SVAC, Starboard, is going to become Sykestra day after tomorrow on Wednesday. Stock's unchanged. 992 has been as high as 10 today, low of 986. Right now, 980, 992. It's going to be called Rocket Lab. Sorry, not Rocket. It's going to be called Sykestra as CYXT for Starboard value. That's what we've got. So Starboard, NavSite, and Vector are the three we're waiting on with their exact dates. Vector, August 20th. Starboard, July 28th, and NavSite on August 13th. So those are the three we have to wait out until they do their mergers, and then we'll go from there. Earlier today or yesterday, I sent out a report, an alert to members of this channel. If you're a member, you got this alert. I threw 3 option trading ideas your way for you to consider. One on Apple, one on IBM, and one on Cisco. I have the belief that over the next few months, those 3 shares will continue to rise in value. Happily, I'm happy to report that IBM is up $1.38 today to $142.72, and I'm happy to say Apple is up 83 cents today to $149.39. And I will mention that over at Cisco, we're up 29 cents to 55.52. I put out 3 specific option ideas to you guys that you could look at. Shares that were options that were between 5 and 5.50 on Apple, between about 4.50 on IBM, and 3.40 to 3.50 on Cisco at the time that I wrote this on Sunday. And if any of you have taken advantage of those trades, congratulations. I'm hopeful they'll work out nicely for you, because I have a good vibe for the FANG stocks for the remainder of this year. Most of them are on my recommendation list as my favorites. For those of you who don't know, these here are my favorites. These are the SPACs I like, that I've always liked. ATIP, believe it or not. Fifth Wall, Gores, which is now Matterport, 23andMe, Navstar, Sofi, SVAC, which will be Sykestra this week, and VACQ. Those have been my favorites there. On the other side of it, I've always recommended Apple, Cisco, Facebook, GameStop, Home Depot, IBM, Intel, Microsoft, Micron, and Vanek Vectors, the ETF. I'm a fan of all of these long-term. And as I said, I mentioned Apple, IBM, and Cisco, 3 of these guys. I came up with 3 specific trades on the options front that I wanted to throw your way for you to consider. And if it works for you, way to go. If it doesn't, it's okay. No big deal. There you have it. The Dow up 77, the high of the day, but not a dramatic high of the day. S&P up 9.2, NASDAQ up 7-point-something points, 7.3. Oil is up 6 cents a barrel to 72.13. That's what we've got going here at the moment. Bitcoin is up 14% today, over 40,000 the coin from the low 30s last week or so. Been a dramatic move there. Most interesting on how that is happening. Again, I'm not familiar with crypto in the deepest way. I do have my doubts about it from certain angles, and I'll just leave it at that. I know a number of you follow it, and where you get your info from to follow it more closely, it's up to you. but I'm not your source because I'm not your guy. I'm not a crypto guy, and I can't help you. I can only comment on what I think I can follow fairly well, and that's on the stock side of things here. Welcome one and welcome all to the show. We have 26 minutes to go in the market today for June the 26th, Monday, until we're done, and we've then got the day done today. See what happens next. What will go on? I don't know. Later today, I'm going to announce this weekend's classes for Saturday and Sunday. I can tell you it'll be options related. We're going to be doing some option classes again this weekend. I'll be releasing that information to members only for tonight. That allows all of you as members, if you would like to be in attendance on the Saturday or Sunday class coming up this weekend, you'll have first dibs to ask for a spot, and Jen and I will set up reservations for you and get you looked after. And then in a couple of days, we'll open it up to the channel as a whole. And if there are any spots left over for the live shows, the live classes, you'll be offered an opportunity to join in as well. And later, probably tomorrow, I'm going to guess by tomorrow, we should have the weekend's classes we just did. We should be up and running on the website for those. Very good. Thank you, guys. What else is going on? Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. Grab 500 SoFi, says Farragon. There you go. I think, medium term, long term, SoFi is a winner. 1554 and up, I just don't see an issue anymore with future stock releases. I just do not see like 20 million shares coming in for sale the minute you can sell it. That's been done. Those who wanted out got out, and we're kind of leveling out here. And it's pretty obvious if you look at the last, say, week's trading activity. 1530s to 1650s. Yeah, ever since about I would guess about the 16th of July, about 10 days ago, we were still in the 15 ranges. Even July 13th, we were in the $16 neighborhoods. July the 8th, we were in the $16 neighborhood. So it's been now 16 days, 2 weeks really, that we have been in this 15, 16 neighborhood. And we're not dropping anymore. The drop has come and gone, and that's telling me that from here is where we build our move. This is where we've been plateauing lately, and from here is where we springboard back up again. And now the question is, how high and how far do we go based on the news that's coming out? And the company is quite eager to have their conference call for their financial report. So, I think we're looking okay. All right, let's see what else is happening here. Let's see what else is happening. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. Nice to see you as members all here today. Welcome one, welcome all. What's going on here? Just another Monday, a bloody Monday. Right on. What else is going on? I guess the other thing to mention to you folks, again, I know a lot of you are new to this market, 6 months and ish. Certainly no more than a year, many of you. You get any kind of upward movement on some of these stocks, these SPACs in particular. Remember, a SPAC, like a stock like a Matterport trading at $14, SoFi at $15, 23andMe now at $8.64. You get a $2 move on these guys. It doesn't sound like a lot, $2. When you're used to a GameStop moving up and down $10 in a day, $20 in a day, a $2 move doesn't sound very exciting. But you get a $2 move on an $8.60 stock like 23andMe. That's 20+% movement in one day. That is significant, and you get a good week come through 23andMe, and you go from 860 to 1050 or 1150, something like that. You're going to impact the options dramatically. They will really react to this. They will each pop $200 a pop, $250 a pop, in no time. Then the premiums will build on them again because the speculation will kick in going, oh, wow, the stock's on the move. It might move up another $3 or $4 in the next couple of weeks. Buy these contracts. Well, the contracts just start appreciating when the stock doesn't. it just gets healthier and healthier. You'll get this kind of movement on options as well. Something like SoFi, a $2-3 move on SoFi from here would be a nothing burger. There is so little stock now for sale versus what there used to be for sale up to 4 or 5 weeks ago. It's all gone. It's all been bought up and been gobbled up. The average cost of SoFi shares over the last 3 weeks is all in this neighborhood here. Folks are averaging now this, the buying that they've done in the last 3-4 weeks have been between $15 and $16 a share, ballpark, plus or minus. And this is where the base is. And so from here to jump to 17 to 18 would not take too much. Theoretically, I don't see a lot of people selling at 18 because they average down to 15. I don't see that happening. I see what's happening is people will go, well, if it reaches back to the 24, 25 neighborhood, I might be a seller there of some of my stock because I got that high last time. I didn't sell it. The last time it got there, I didn't sell out. I should have maybe now based on what has happened. But once it reaches the 22, 24 neighborhood, there might be some flippers who will flip out with some of the stock that they bought down here, understandably so. But on the other hand, I think by the time we get to 22, 24, 25, the buy wave will be so dramatic because those buyers coming in at that point in time won't be you. You've already got in. You got your fill. You're in here, down here. The folks that are going to come in after you buying 22, 24, 25 stock, they're thinking of the stock going to 40 to 50. That's their mentality. You might not be able to convince yourself that that's a reality for your stock. You might say to yourself, oh, this is only going to get to 25, and there'll be such a resistance wall. In your mind, there's such a resistance wall, 25. I can't imagine it trading above that for a while. Whereas the buyers at 21, 22, 24, they're going in, they're going, this thing's going to 50. And I got to get in now before it gets to there because they're thinking ahead a year from here or like a month from now or 2 months from now. They're thinking a year down the road where you're thinking 3 months from now. You're just thinking the next 90 days. So that, again, is a psychological thing you have to understand about this market and about yourselves. You have to kind of take yourself out of your body and go, okay, well, let's just analyze this from afar and just pretend that I don't own this stuff. It's hard to do. It's very difficult to do, but it can prove very financially worth your while if you can, play it like that and view it like that. Carol, Coral, Peter, Uncle Bruce, I'm averaged at about $6 on ATIP. Is it worth it to write a 750 call for 50 cents for November, or should I wait for higher premiums? Yeah, don't be doing that. Yeah, no. Don't offer your stock for a 50-cent premium till November. No. You want to just sit right now and hold the stock and just let your stock appreciate here. Let it settle in. Let it kind of figure itself out. It might take a week or two. It might take a day or two. I don't know. But you got a good average. Stick around here. The $50 a contract, it's not going to make any difference. You're actually doing yourself more harm than good. So no point in doing that. Good question too. I'm glad you made it. Anyway, there you go. Let's see. We blame Yoko. 14 million shares. Someone is filling their pockets with SoFi, with ATIP. Well, someone's buying it. There's no doubt of that. There is buying coming into this market. I can't tell you who it is, but is it possible that the shorters who perhaps shorted this stock in the last month, maybe they're buying it up and they're happy to buy it back here? Well, why wouldn't they? If you shorted this at $8-9, why wouldn't you buy it here? Of course, because this company is not going out of business. This is not a company out of money. This is a company not without any customers. They're drowning in customers. That's the problem. They're drowning in customers and they can't service them all. So yeah, this stock might be a buy for those kinds of outfits. Just saying. I'm thinking of my SoFi going to 50. I like that. Just think about how rich would you be if the stock did go to 50? How wealthy would you be all of a sudden? Would your lifestyle change at all if SoFi did go to $50 a share? With your exact position right now, if you woke up tomorrow morning and it was $50 a share with a buyout offer for cash, $50 a share, you knew you could get $50 from now on. How wealthy would you be? How would it change your life? Would it make a difference in your retirement? Would it make a difference in your world? Do you have enough shares and/or options for that, or would it just be a nice win? That'd be interesting. What can I say? Let's see. How do you feel, Uncle Bruce, about buying ATIP, February 22. That would be a 1250 call, not a 1215 call, but buying a 1250 call for 35 cents to February. I don't have a problem with the trade because it's a $35 acquisition. That's all that is. It's a $35 bet. If the shares reached $9 or $10 by December, let's say, those contracts would go to $1, and you'd almost be tripling your money. So I don't have a problem with that. But if you're thinking of getting 10 or 20 of those, thinking of putting $350 to $700 on the line, then I would steer you towards the 10s or the 750s. And if you go lower, if you go into the 750s or the 5s, then you can go closer in. You don't have to go all the way up to Feb, and they might be more affordable. But February 22, not a problem. $10 contracts, $12.50 contracts. Yeah, I would push you though. If the tens were 50 cents, 60 cents, I'd push you there. I'd really tell you to go there, to be 250 closer. That's what I'd be doing. Okay. Let's see. I plan on holding SoFi for an awfully long time. Yeah, Kev Lane, Uncle Bruce, I read this over the weekend and I thought of you. If you think in terms of a year, plant a seed. In terms of 10 years, plant trees. If in terms of 100 years, teach the people. There you go. Right on. Yeah, I blame it on Yoko, says Auntie. It's all Yoko. It's all her fault. There it is. We're at 183.34 on GameStop, by the way, up 298. We're at 15.51 on SoFi, down 19 cents. ATIP 478 right now. AMC at 40.18. Matterport trading at 13.96. We've had glitches in the quotes today. We'll watch the stock at 13.96, then see a quote at 13.70, and then see a quote at 13.96 again. There's been glitches in the computers. I don't know what's going on there. 23andMe 860.61 right now. Let's see. Oh, there you go. AB is saying, hey, Bruce, I've been following AVPT, Microsoft Cloud Semi, a subcontractor, and EVLV, Bill Gates backed metal detector thing. These are SPACs. They dropped to $8 and shot up to 10, 11 on one news story. These will too. It could well happen. It could well happen. Me love SoFi a long time, says John Vent. Let's see. Kayla, SoFi is my new Tesla. I bought lots, holding on as long as I can. Dat boy Louis, Uncle Bruce, if you had to pick your absolute favorite of all the picks, which one would it be? I can't. They're not. These aren't the same. I mean, these SPACs aren't 8 oil and gas companies. They're not 8 soft tech or software companies. They're not 8 chip companies. They're all different. They're all different. They all have their reasons for being where they are and going where they're going. Anyway, I like them. Can't stop, won't stop. WTIP. Wait a minute. No, you don't have enough SoFi. Oh, I'm going to buy more. How many, Auntie? I would still be. It would be a nice win, but I take it. There you go. I had cheap calls, 10 of them on NHIC that went up to 300 profit in an instant when the news broke that Gates was majority owner for about a day. Now I'm up 200. Drew, I have enough SoFi that I'll be able to visit my British brother, eat on an English fry-up, and then buy the eatery. There you go. I just got my 100 share of SoFi. Can't wait to write calls, but not for several months, though. I have 278 in one account, 103 in the other. Drew, that's you. Chilling. Hey, Bruce, have you ever heard of DTC putting a chill on a stock? Not really. I mean, I've heard people thinking they've done it, but I have no evidence of something like that. Going postal, are you still thinking Jan 2023 is still too far out? Well, you don't have to buy contracts that far out to enjoy a run in the market in the next couple of months. This is why I've been telling you, January's next year would be a good plan, February, something like that. The year after, it's just extra premium you're paying, extra time premium. I'd rather you have more contracts shorter in for the amount of money you're paying for those, or I'd have you have just as many shares but closer into the price. That's what I'd rather you do. A February $10 call for 45 cents. Does that sound good? On what stock? Is this on ATIP or 23andMe, or which are we talking about? I don't know. Anyway, let's see what's going on. Let's go. About 20,000 in value. SoFi at 50. I'll take it. Nice. I wish it went to 50. I topped up to 100 ATIP today and averaged down to $6.12. Also got a 12, 22, $5 contract for $1.85. Good move. That's a good move. Yeah, both of those are good moves. I'm kind of sad, Uncle Bruce, about the ATIP. I don't get why it's overreacting to this news. This is how the market. This is how the market is. This is it. We're at 470 on the stock. As I was mentioning, we might get a sell-off at the end here as people throw in the towel, because they bought in for a flip and didn't get it today. Some people were thinking, I'll buy at 5, it'll go to 6, I'll flip it. Now they're getting out at 470 because they're not holders. They're just flippers. There might be opportunities here to scoop some ATIP between now and the bell. 10 minutes to go. Just saying. Anyway, the other thing about it I'm thinking of is I mentioned earlier, there might be more selling coming in overnight on ATIP, but conversely, there could be a lot of buy orders generated overnight as people start thinking, I'm going to get into this first thing in the morning on a dip, because there might be a dip at 450, 425 tomorrow, $4 maybe if I get lucky. I'm going to put in buy orders, limit orders at various prices tomorrow morning, and let's see what happens. Well, there could be several tens of thousands of you doing the same thing for a couple of million shares of buying power, where the stock might not get down at all. There might be some stock come in tomorrow morning, but I don't know, because today we've had 14.4 million trades. So we'll see. But there are people who will find out tonight how their ATIP is doing, and they might reflect on it and then decide, the heck with it, I'm just going to give up. That might be your opportunity. 467 on ATIP. So a little wave coming in here at the bell, towards the bell. I don't know how deep this will run, 465. There's an opportunity here for some really cheap paper if you missed out on it this morning. What can I say? I like the 7.5 strike, February 22. I got some at 75 cents. Let's see. Yes, I'm looking forward to selling calls on my SPACs, but till then, I'll wait it out. Let's see. MTTR just fell the cliff. It's at 13.54, down 66 cents at the moment. Let's see. Let's go. Continuing on here. I wrote a 451 limit order this morning. It might actually hit 460. 460, you're 9 cents away. You might get it. I don't know. We'll see how many more buyers there are here. 460 a share on ATIP. Try to catch it if you can at these cheap prices. Bye MTR. It's tanking. Back to 1393. That was a glitch. That was an inaccurate trade, inaccurate quote. Do not take too seriously MTTR flash quotes. They are inconsistent. 458 on ATIP. The slippage continues. 458, 459, 460. We're right in this neighborhood. Will it reach 451 for Papa Gamer? Can Papa Gamer get a fill at 451 or not? Yeah, MTTR is down 5%. Hardly tanking. That's correct. That is correct. Dave's got the right attitude on that. 459 a share on ATIP right now. That's where I'm looking. I'm seeing it 460 right at the moment. We've got 7 minutes to go. 8 minutes to go in the day. Let's see how it goes. The Dow is up 62, S&P up 6, NASDAQ down 10, oil up 7 cents a barrel, and AMC holding at $40.12 with a 313 gain. And we've got GameStop holding up at a 280 gain at 183.16 right now. 1551 on SoFi, just kind of meandering along here on 8.3 million. Much quieter volume today on SoFi. That's a tell. That's telling me selling has abated. Selling is drying out. Because otherwise it would be a lot lower on a lot higher volume, and we're not getting it. It's not happening. We might be turning the corner on SoFi. Believe it or not, it is imperceptible. You might not be noticing it, but it's been 16 days that SoFi has been around the 15, 16 neighborhood now, give or take $1.50 each side. That's kind of what we've been doing. Anyway. Well, is my name is Jonas? Is this simply an easy money tactic, putting ATIP down 40% in pre and keeping it at that until opening and beyond, with as low volume as possible during the day? After all, this is a 965,000 average volume stock. Well, it is what it is. Hi, Uncle Bruce. I wrote GameStop covered calls, January 22's 300s for $27.40. I wrote 400s at $19. I got some SoFi at $15.53 and ATIP at $4.94. What do you think of that? I think that's brilliant. I think it's brilliant. Bringing in cash on your GameStop, a nice price of $300 and $400 a share. Taking in this capital, picking up SoFi at these bargain prices, and ATIP at a super bargain. Way to go. Yeah, 464 right now. They're popping the other direction, not going to 451. We're down to 4 minutes. We'll see what's going on. Should I write off my ATIP contracts for November for 451 strike at 10? Should I just write these off? I wouldn't do anything. This is day one of the report here. They're coming up with another report in the next 3 months. There will be a lot of news on the turnaround as they fix this problem. They will fix it. They've got the money to do it. I wouldn't react today. I would just kind of ride this week out and just let's see what happens. Give yourself some time. What else is going on here? If I sell an $8 put on SoFi for $7.90 a pop, what would be the risk reward factor? If I sell a put on SoFi, an $8 put, how are you going to get $7.90 a pop? I don't understand that. There's something. Oh, SoFi. Excuse me, SoFi. Okay, you're selling an $8 put at $8. All right, so again, something isn't working in my brain here. Why am I not getting this? Am I too tired today? I'm gonna have to think about this. I'll get back to you. I must be losing my mind today. Let's go for other stuff here. Here we go. Say for the sake of argument that ATIP drops to $3. Could you even get 250 calls? You might be able to buy 250s. Yeah. Once an option trader, it's an option trader. They will have 50-cent calls. They'll have them at like 253, 354, 455, 556. They'll have them at every 50 cents. They'll have them down to $1. Yeah. You can write calls. You can buy calls. You can do straddles. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. All that is going on. Kind of wacky. 470 on ATIP. 470 now. I don't think it's going to 451. That not happening. Not maybe in the morning tomorrow. Maybe for tomorrow morning for the opening. You might get lucky there. You'll have to decide how to play this angle. Anyway, there you go. SoFi $8 puts. There's no such thing as an $8 put on SoFi. You had to have been asking me about an $8 call. If you're talking about selling an $8 put, you're not able to sell an $8 put on SoFi. You're talking about an $8 call. That's what you're talking about, and that's ridiculous. So, no, you wouldn't not to do that. Okay, boy, Uncle Bruce taught you well. It seems, says Shilling. Let's see here. Where was I here? Here we go. I got a $15. I got 15 January 22 ATIP calls for 10, averaging down and not looking back. I have 25 now for $10 and 5 for $12.50 in general. All I need is one good week. That's right. That's exactly right. That's all you need. I'm blushing here, says Beach Boy. Gregory bought ATIP at 541. It went down immediately. Bummer. Well, maybe tomorrow morning is some more for you. Beach Boy, Bruce taught you well. There you go. Buy ATIP options today for next year. Good idea. You can look at those if you can get them cheap enough. Otherwise, just buy the stock. Just buy this stuff at these cheap prices. This is your best option. The stock itself, ATIP stock, is the deal of deals. Unlimited option, no expiry date, $4.74 a share. Just buy this stuff. If you can afford stock, buy stock. Because you're going to pay $1.50, $2 for options. you could lose all that. You pay 474 for the stock. You're kind of on the low end of this range here, I think. Anyway, he isn't giving the strike price just how much it's going to cost him. That's true. Great. Can't wait to be a 250 contract. $8 a strike for this Friday. They're selling for 790 calls. Those are calls. You know what? That is calls. I was slow with flipping. Yep, it's a call. Don't buy the whole thing. Just buy a tip. ATIP. That's a call, Perry. Let's see. Imagine if you can get 1,000 shares of ATIP in now. A year from now, it's $30. Imagine the calls you could write then. Yeah, I know. What can I say? Let's go here. Oh yes, Bruce is the man. Yep, just buy the freaking stock. We are bringing the bells. We're banging the bells, Larry says. Thanks, Larry, for the reminder. The bells are ringing right now as we're coming into the close. The Dow is up 80 on the day, which is kind of near the high for the Dow. S&P up 10 and NASDAQ up 497. So the Dow set a new record tonight. I think S&P and NASDAQ are setting records as well. I think all three are setting new records today. I think that's the deal. 1551 last trade on SoFi, down 19 cents on the day, just whimpered along. GameStop, 183.86, up 350 on 1.2 million shares today, very quiet. ATIP, 473, final trade. Low of the day, 457. High of 574. Last trade, 473.50. Volume on ATIP came in at 15.54 million today on ATIP. Well, there you have it. That's how not to release your first quarter financial. That kind of financial did not go over well. It sure came out of left field for a lot of people too, as it did for me. AMC 40.35 up 3.36. Matterport, I don't know if this is a true quote or not. It's showing 13.67. I don't know if that's accurate. I'm already showing 13.73 in the aftermarket, and I'm not sure if that's accurate. Very weird trading going on in Matterport today. Very strange day. 23andMe 8.58, just about the low of the day, down 70 cents on 1.9 million shares, and I have no reason to give you why this is doing what this is doing. I can't speak to it. Well, maybe we'll know more by tomorrow. Fifth Wall Acquisition up 4 cents when it was all said and done. It did close at $12.49. It was as high as $12.79, so that's doing all right. Vector down 21 cents to 10.56. NavSite, 9.96 unchanged. Starboard, 9.90 down 2 cents. SMH, Vanek Vectors, down 29 cents to 257.02. Home Depot was down today as low as 326.88. Closed down at 331. It came back almost $5 from its low of the day. Lost $1.40 on the day. I don't really have any reason for it. IBM $1.46 higher at 142.80. Any of you have contracts still that you bought when this stuff hit as low of 137, 138, 139? Finally, you're getting a little bit of a better price on IBM. I'm still thinking 150 is an easy possibility in the very near future, but I'm also thinking in the next few months, 160, 170 is where I'm thinking we're going to look at. I put out an option idea over the weekend at 145, at a 145 contract. So if you remember, take a look at your notes for that. Check your community, your section for your message that I sent you privately about IBM options. The Dow up 83, Microsoft down 62 cents on the day, Apple up 43 cents, Tesla up 14.24. They come out with results tonight. Their earnings are coming out in the aftermarket here. Tesla will release their numbers shortly. Bed Bath & Beyond up $1.11 to 29.83. BlackBerry down 2 cents to 10.16. Over on Royal Caribbean, down up $2.99 today to 80.71. It's had a good day today. Norwegian up $1.15. Carnival up $1.21. Even with all the reports of the variants coming out of Florida, the cruise ships are up today. I'm surprised at that. Amazon up $43 a share to $3,699. Facebook up $267. Google up $36. FANG stocks are doing very well. JP Morgan up 95 cents. Over at Cisco, we're up 24 cents, and Goldman Sachs up $1.92 to 375. And just looking at the rest of the American Airlines up 88 cents. The transport stocks did well today, obviously. That's what was going on for sure. And Micron up 36 cents. Intel up $1.31 to 54.31, getting better. Interesting day, really interesting day. Now we're into the aftermarket. We're going to see if much happens anywhere. SoFi right now closed at 1551, trading at 1554, up 3 cents on the aftermarket. And the ATIP physical therapy is showing 472 in the aftermarket on 300 volume. So it just started trading in the aftermarket as well. There you have it. That's where we're at right now, everybody. ATIP 474 close, saved by Larry Titus. I got it at 472 at the bell. Right on. 1.23 volume on GameStop, 1.23 million. That might be the low of the year. Thank you for the wonderful comment. No, no, imagine if you bought 2 months ago and Bruce keeps telling you to buy, you're down 90%. Thank you so much. Mind you, if you bought everything I recommended, you'd be doing very well with your FANG stocks. You'd be doing rather well with the others. So you're selectively picking some of my stocks for today only, obviously. I'm worrying about all of my options that expire in January for ATIP. SoFi now should just buy stocks instead of options. I wouldn't worry about it. But again, if you're new to this game, I get it. You see these losses and you're going, oh no, but you've got to understand the amplification on the other side. It can be even more dramatic. And you only need, like one of my viewers said a little while ago, I just need one good week. Luck out, man. I'm in the chips everywhere. That's exactly right. But, you got to stick around. You got to be around for that week. And you've got to have an iron stomach here. Okay, what else is going on? Let's go. MTR. Matterport. What is it doing now? Matterport. It's 1365 on the aftermarket. I have no idea what's going on. It is the strangest thing. I wish I could tell you what it is, but I can't. ATY just got bad news. What are y'all buying? You buy low and you sell high, and this is low. Let's go. I'm just waiting to get out of my 145 call, says Michael. You're getting closer all the time, aren't you? Let's see. Alrighty. Oh, good. The cruise lines are up. Thank goodness for that. Oh man. GameStop. 1.234567 volume. There you go. RCL. They're killing my put contract. It went up today. Oh gosh darn it. No, it'll go back down. What else is happening? Uncle Bruce, I've lost a bunch on some tips, but I've gained way more on the rest. Thanks for what you do. Apple was 122 when he recommended to buy. SMH was like 220. SMH was like 220. IBM was like 120. If you bought 6-month calls on those, you'd also be doing rather well. Let's see. I ain't selling, but I'm going to complain in Bruce's check because I'm a crybaby. There you go. Apple was like 117.18, I believe. I know I grabbed some at 119 that's when I started recommending it. Yeah. Looking like a double bottom on MTTR. I met a girl with one of those ones. She walked around in circles a lot. The double bottom. Oh no. I can't help some of you guys. Anyway, SoFi 1554 up 3 cents. GameStop on the aftermarket 183.50 down 36 cents. ATIP aftermarket 474 up 5. Is that up a half a penny or something like that? Not what's going on here. AMC in the aftermarket 40.14 down 22 cents. 23andMe 860 on the aftermarket up 2 pennies. Not a lot going on. We'll see how this all goes tomorrow. Tomorrow is another day, and there won't be a press release first thing in the morning from ATIP to start the day. How's that? There's some good news for you. They won't be coming out with bad news first thing in the morning tomorrow morning. How about that? Now the question is, how will the shares react tomorrow morning and into the day tomorrow? Let's see what happens. Tomorrow is Super Tuesday, and we're now waiting for Tesla. Has Tesla spoken? We might be talking here Let me see if I can get a Tesla quote going here. TS, I think it's LA is a symbol. There we are. Tesla in the after hours. We're showing up $13 a share right now. And let's see here. Do we have a release on it? Yes, they've released it. Tesla has released its financial results for the second quarter by posting an update on its investor relations website. So that is now officially out. Okay. They have, here we go. A stock rises in the aftermarket. Headline, stock is rising in the aftermarket on Tesla. 675, 677 up 1938 right now on Tesla. 673 on Tesla, going higher. It had a $14 gain today to 657 on the regular day, and now it's at 673.40 on the aftermarket on 476,000 shares. So there's obviously good news coming out right now on Tesla that is having an effect on the stock, a positive effect on the stock. Excellent. Waiting for more headlines as we go forward here. 670 now on Tesla shares. Right on. Way to go, Tesla. I'm happy to see that. I want to get me one of these days. Would that be nice? Volume on the day was 21.9 million shares. Volume right now, aftermarket, 487,000 at 670, up 14.33 a share at the moment for Tesla. All right. Other comments. Let's see here. Sure do I wish I could buy Matterport right now. See, Bruce, this is why the gains don't make it back into the bank. They don't make it back into the bank. Maybe this is your new bank. Maybe this is your bank. You ever thought of it that way? You kind of twist it around. Mr. T, correct, Brucey. Many of us are beyond help at this stage. Does anyone worry about MTTR going to 5 tomorrow? I don't. Let's see. Oh, man. Why is there an article on Yahoo asking if you lost money in ATIP investment to contact some lawyer? Because some lawyer out there is looking for clients. And what they're hoping for is if enough people contact the lawyer to open up some kind of a case, he might want to do a class action lawsuit against, I don't know what, the company for failure to disclose their troubles. I don't know, look for any kind of an excuse. But he's going to try to get maybe $1,000 retainer out of 500 people and get a $500,000 retainer in his hot little hands and try to put some kind of a deal together. I wouldn't fall for that. The lawyer's just looking for clients or saps to give him money. What can I say? Let's see what's going on. Bruce, tell Facebook to drop down in price. My covered call stinks right now. Let's see. I got 3 payments left on my Jeep, and then I am redirecting those funds directly into my TFSA biweekly. As far as I'm concerned, these prices can stick around for a while. There you go. Tesla is ripping 667.50. If Matterport goes to 5 tomorrow, I'm buying a lot more. I don't think that's going to happen. Bruce, I think your biggest home run was Home Depot. That went up like $80 to $100 when you suggested to buy that. I think it was in the 200s, wasn't it? It was something in the 200, and it had a run. No doubt about that. Yeah, Home Depot, 331 now. What a deal on Home Depot. 15.53 on SoFi, up 2 cents in the aftermarket. GameStop at 183.45, down 41 cents. ATIP 474, no real change on the aftermarket there. And Matterport closed at 1367. It's 1370 on the aftermarket. And I can't figure out what they're doing. These quotes are just goofy. So I'm kind of trying not to pay attention to it because I'm not sure if this is real or not. I don't know what's going on. Okay, Tesla 665 right now, still up. Watching this market gyrate a lot, and I'm going to see if I can find any more news on Tesla anywhere that I can dig into for you. Not seen it, not there. So let me take a look over here, about maybe over here. Let's see if I can do this, and let's see what's going on here. What's going on? Tesla reports more than $1 billion in net income during quarter two, up tenfold from a year ago, is the headline. This is CNBC right now. Tesla reports earning after the bell Monday. It's a beat on the top and bottom lines. Shares rose. Here's the results. Earnings, $1.45 a share versus 98 cents a share, adjusted expected according to Refin. The revenue, $11.96 billion versus $11.3 billion expected. Company reported $1.1 billion in net income for the quarter. The first time it surpassed $1 billion in a quarter. Tesla has already reported deliveries of 201,000 vehicles and production of 206,000 vehicles during the quarter. Ended June 30. During the quarter, among other challenges, Tesla faced a backlash from consumers in China, recalls in China and the US, and delayed deliveries for its high-performance version of its flagship sedan, the Model S Plaid. Institutional investors are now looking for updates on two new factories Tesla is building in Austin and near Berlin, when the company plans to start commercial production of a Cybertruck and custom delivery battery cells, and how Tesla will weather ongoing part shortages and the rising cost of raw materials that Elon Musk has been complaining about. While Tesla does not disclose how many energy storage units it sells each quarter, in recent weeks, Musk said in court that Tesla's demand for its Powerwall backup batteries for homes stood around 80,000. He added that the company would only be able to produce 30 to 35,000 at best during the quarter, blaming the lag in chip shortages. Investors will be watching for the impact of Bitcoin holdings and sales. Well, there's the deal. So that's some of the news there on Tesla for now that I see coming out. So it's definitely positive. The stock is jumping around. It's at 666, up $9 right now on 619,000 shares. So there you go. Tesla is doing okay. They continue to grow out, and with new factories coming on, their sales are going to go up because they're going to start working on those back orders for the truck for sure. I think they got 1 million orders for the truck, something dramatic. It's massive, the number of orders they have for the truck. It is quite substantial. Anyway, there you go. Let's see. Here, it went up like $80, $90 from when you mentioned it on Home Depot, says AB. Bruce, I bought lesson number 1 yesterday from your class, from your website. Very informative. Thank you, Robert. I think you'll enjoy all of them. We do go into a lot of stuff. We really go into a lot of info there on each class, and I hope you enjoy them all. Michael says, I'd love to see Matterport at 5 tomorrow. I'd buy that up. Let's see. I'd be a buying fool, says Auntie. 50. You meant 50. I bought HD when Uncle Bruce recommended it at 155. Well done. Let's see. Let's see what else is going on. Let's see. Same on HD and the dividend. Right on. Yes. GameStop fearful. Let's see. Yeah, I do see more Teslas on the road these days. Here in Creston too. I used to never see Teslas here. The only Teslas I ever saw in Creston were with a foreign license plate from Alberta, maybe from the U.S. But now I'm seeing British Columbia license plated Teslas running. Not often, once in a while. I know there's a Model 3 in town for sure. There's a Model Y in town for sure, and then the occasional Model S I see driving around. Yeah, we see them. There's even a charging station at our town hall. It's not a Tesla charging station. It's just a charging station. You can use it for free. You can use at our tourist information center. We have a charging station you can use for nothing. Just plug your car in and help yourself. And it has all these adapters. So, whatever model of car you have, you should be able to go. Then we have a charging station where you can pay to charge. And just out of town, we have a provincial park that they've put charging stations in, which again are not Teslas. But I heard there's a Tesla charging station that might be coming up around here somewhere in the not too distant future. That'd be kind of neat. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. Let's see. Any hope for 23andMe? There's always hope for 23andMe. You just have to handle the down days though. Let's go. I'll buy all your classes, Bruce, when I make money on the calls you recommend. Oh, there you go. Excellent. Then when you do that, when you make money on the calls I recommend, you'll take classes on how you can make calls, how to make money on calls. So it'll be perfect because you'll have made money on calls. Then you can take classes on how to make money by buying calls, aggressive call option strategies, and writing strategies. You'll be able to afford to buy all those to keep on winning. See, you've got it all figured out. You're all in the proper sequence too. Options too tempting, and I'll get greedy and lose it, so I'll buy and hold. That's what I'll do. That's me. Okay, 664 on Tesla, up 679 on the day. So the Tesla earnings report came out very, very well. It came out rather well for the company today. 474 up 2 cents on ATIP on the after hours. SoFi is at 1553 up 2 cents. GameStop at 183.05 down 89 cents on the aftermarket. Matterport 1353, it's off. ME 866 up 8 cents on the aftermarket. Fifth Wall not trading on the aftermarket, rarely does. That really seems to be about the main thrust of it here. That's our day. There you have it. There's what's going on. I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to say thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for hanging out and tolerating a rough one if you're an ATIP holder. But congratulations to those of you out there who've been picking off ATIP all day long. You've scooped up this bargain. You scooped up stock from the panickers, because that's who's selling. Who's selling today is panicking out, and you are taking advantage of that fear factor by just scooping this stuff up and lowering your average prices. Beautifully done. I congratulate each and every one of you. You're on the right track, and I think in the end you're the winner. I really do. Time is on your side. Momentum will be on your side, but what can I tell you? When panicked investors want out, it's a herd of buffalo. You got to let them run over the edge and down the cliff. You got to let them go over the cliff and then pick up the pieces on the other side. That's all I can say. And that's the way you're going to have to do it. There you have it, folks. Thank you, everybody. I'll catch you tomorrow at 8:30, as always. Later on tonight, I'll be on at 7 o'clock Eastern on Traveling with Bruce for members only, and at 8 o'clock Eastern for the big show. Anyone can join us 8 o'clock tonight live on Traveling with Bruce. That's my other channel. Come on over and join us. We're going to talk cruise ships and sailing and traveling and all that. I'd love to have you come over there and join us too. Say hi to the gang at TWB. In the meantime, have a great afternoon and evening wherever you are in the world, and we'll catch you tomorrow morning at 8:30 for our next show. We'll start this off all over again and see where we go. We want SoFi to go up. We want GameStop to go up. We want ATIP to go up. We want them all to go up tomorrow. Well, let's see what happens. Okay, guys, there it is. Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening. We'll catch you later. Bye for now.